going on, guys? Jay Wilder here. I'm out in San Francisco right now after the Warriors won the NBA Finals, and I'm here to make the NBA draft. And I was at Oracle last night, and I'll tell you guys about my experience in the following videos. But for now, let's go to pick 4 to 10. Let's do it. Fourth pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr. is one of the bigger question marks in the draft, in my opinion, due to his slim build. It's hard to see him making a significant impact on the defensive end, which is his main strength in the draft. I think his success is going to be determined by how he grows into his body, because he's simply not strong enough to outmuscle those big men to do shot blocks. He was very effective in college with over 3 a game, but one thing for sure in my opinion is he's going to be able to be a good stretch big. And with Marc Gasol and Mike Conley in Memphis, he has a very high chance to meet his full potential and potentially make a run in the postseason, because they have the talent to at least make a push for the playoffs. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. With the 5th pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Mohamed Bamba. Mohamed Bamba is the most underrated prospect in this year's draft. Due to his build, he is going to be a defensive monster right out of the gate. He's over 7 feet tall with a 7'10" wingspan, which is the largest wingspan ever recorded in the NBA draft combine. And he averaged 4 blocks a game in college, which is the most since Anthony Davis. And honestly, I see a lot of Anthony Davis in him due to his size, his defensive ability, and the fact that he can shoot and put it on the deck. He has a lot of potential. In my opinion, he could become the best player in this year's draft. And in Dallas, it would be a really interesting pairing between him and Dennis Smith, because they're both very athletic for their size. And yeah, if he puts it all together, I think he can potentially become an offensive beast. People underrate his offensive potential, but the way he moves and his jump shot, and if he grows into his body, I can't see a reason why he couldn't average 22 plus a night. And as I said, on defense, he's going to be a monster out of the gate. And quite frankly, I can see him contend for Rookie of the Year and maybe average double digits in his rookie season. Reports say he's already better than Rudy Gobert. It's going to be very, very fascinating to see if he can live up to his potential, and I think very highly of him. The 6th pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Trae Young. Trae Young is easily the biggest question mark in this year's draft, but he showed his ability to shoot with range and with great playmaking in college. He led the league in points and assists a night and 3-pointers made, but his weaknesses have overcome his strengths this year's draft. People have major concerns with his defense, lack of athleticism and size, but these are the exact same criticisms Steph Curry got out of Davidson. And I have a weird gut feeling with him. I don't know if I would pass on him. He just seems like a special player in my opinion, and I would not bet against it with the 6th overall pick. And with the Magic, you can take liabilities because you have nothing to lose. You made enough mistakes, and nobody thinks really highly of you. So I would easily bet for Trae Young if I were the Magic. And I think he could be the franchise player that they desperately need. With the 7th pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Chicago Bulls select Michael Porter Jr. I think all of us can agree if Michael Porter never got injured, he would be the top prospect in this draft. He's a can't-miss prospect due to his size, mobility, and offensive skills. And his only issue offensively is his ball handling, which I think is a very easy mechanic to fix. And the defense is also concerned with him because he seemed lazy at times. But if he meets his potential on that end, he could be a Paul George-type player due to his jump shot, size, athleticism. And with Chicago, you need to find that franchise player. And I don't think Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen will be that kind of guy. They'll be very nice players in the NBA, but they're not franchise changers. But Michael Porter is a rare blessing where he has a chance to be the guy in a franchise this late into the draft. And it's going to be very interesting to see how he recovers. The 8th pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges is one of my favorite players in this year's draft due to his 3-and-D ability. I believe he has very low bust potential. Also considering that he's not a very athletically reliant player, which is very fortunate because injuries are a low risk for him, and I think he's going to be a star in this league. He's gotten a lot of Kawhi Leonard comparisons, and I feel like those expectations are a little too high and a little unrealistic for anybody. But I feel like I agree he's going to be a star in this league. With Cleveland, you're going to lose LeBron James. You need to find that one guy that can maybe fill his shoes a little bit because you can't replace LeBron James. And I think he's the best option with that number 8 overall pick. And he's going to be a great start to a rebuild for Cleveland. And I think he's going to be a long-term all-star. I don't think he's going to be one of those guys that's going to have those really high peaks and then just fall apart. Because, like I said, he doesn't rely on athleticism that much. So that's a good sign because that means low bust potential. And if he becomes a star and meets his ceiling, his ceilings will be a long-term ceiling. And I am very, very, very excited to see what happens with him in Cleveland because I think that's a good fit for them. I think it's a good fit for him. And I think he's worthy to be a face of a franchise because if he never decided to stay another year, he would easily be a top 5, top 10 draft pick last year. But I feel like the fact that he spent the next year in college, that really hurt his chances. So I think he's going to be very established, and I think he's going to be a very great player in this league. With the 9th pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Wendell Carter. Frankly, if Wendell Carter never played under Marvin Bagley's shadow, I don't see a reason why he wouldn't be in the same conversation as Mohamed Bamba and DeAndre Ayton. He has very low bust potential. He's going to be a really good defender in this league out of the gate. He's very mobile. He's really strong, and he's NBA ready body-wise. And like Mikal Bridges, I think he's a very sure thing in this draft. Very low bust potential. I don't know what his offensive ceiling is, but I can see him averaging 17, 18 a night on the Knicks. And he also can rebound, which is Kristaps Porzingis' biggest flaw. And you're also telling Kristaps Porzingis, you are the guy in our franchise. We're not taking any major risks this year because we're taking a guy that we know what he's going to be. And I think that's going to be very important for the Knicks because they haven't done a very good job showing Kristaps that you're the guy, especially with Phil Jackson, all those trade rumors. And I think he would be a very great fit on the Knicks as one of the main foundations in that franchise. With the 10th pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia Sixers select Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges is another great example of a guy that would be very high in the draft if he didn't spend an extra year in college. He has a very, very good jump shot, and his defense wasn't incredible in college, but it was okay. And I think he'd be a great fit in the Philadelphia Sixers concept, especially if LeBron James comes there, because he's another tall, lanky sharpshooter that would fit very well with Ben Simmons and Robert Covington and Joel Embiid and all those guys. And he would also help Ben Simmons fulfill his abilities because he's able to have Ben Simmons open the lane and shoot outside. And he's a few consecutive guys I've said that have very low bust potential because he's also not very athletically reliant, which is very fortunate because the 76ers don't need that superstar player anymore because they already have enough long-term assets. I just feel like with Miles Bridges, you know what you're getting. You're getting a decent role player throughout his whole career. I do not see him becoming a superstar in the NBA, but who knows, I might be wrong. But he's not what a superstar is not what the Sixers need. They just need a guy who's going to be able to be serviceable long term and be able to give you 10, 15 a night with a strong jump shot, and I believe that's exactly what Miles Bridges is going to be in the NBA. That'll do it for my mock draft today. Appreciate everybody who stuck through it. This offseason is going to be crazy. A lot of trades are going to happen. This is one of the more unpredictable drafts in NBA history. And subscribe, hit the bell. This is all basketball content. I'll be consistently active and appreciate everybody. Thank you.